Deciding to play sports competitively is a decision many athletes have to choose, whether it's going to the top and training to be the very best in your sport, or it's simply having fun with your friends and playing for the experience. It's a hard decision to make. I will be interviewing Alex, Kang, Jaden, and Gritesh to see their views on sport, the stories behind their athletic careers, the trials and tribulations they've faced, their goals, and how they've changed from year to year, and lastly, but most importantly, why they believe playing sport is so important even after they're done being competitive athletes. Let's jump straight in.
So today I'm here with
Alex,
what grade are you in?
grade 11. Currently, I play volleyball.
Okay, my name is Kang. I play volleyball, basketball, tennis, badminton, and ultimate.
So my name is Jaden Louie. I am in grade 12, and some sports I play are volleyball and badminton.
So my name is Kritesh Singh Bopra. I'm currently in grade 11. I'd say basketball is probably my main sport because it's the one I play the most. Yeah.
Okay, my name's Tyson. I'm also in grade 11, and this interview is for my English final. Okay, let's get started.
All right.
The first question I asked was, how did you get into sport? What brought you into your main sport, and why did you start playing it?
All right. How I started the sport was just my group of friends in grade 8. Most of you guys, you're like, yo, you want to join this volleyball team? I'm like, yeah, why not? Because I have nothing else to do. Naive, young grade 8, fresh out of COVID.
I say my main sport, I feel like I have two. In school, it's obviously ultimate.
Right.
I played ultimate every single year in school, and I played club ultimate in grade 9, 10, and 11. My other main sport would be tennis. I play tennis with my dad since I was around 4 years old. I've been playing with him since. For tennis, obviously my dad. My dad played tennis for basically majority of his life for around 50 plus years. And I would just travel with my dad playing tennis, going places, meeting new people, and yeah, just having fun. For ultimate, I say what got me into ultimate was my grade 9 season, playing with some of the teammates in grade 9 really gave me like joy and experience in playing ultimate. So I wanted to improve myself and keep playing ultimate.
Okay. So my main sport, or the first sport I guess I started really getting competitive in, is badminton. That was definitely one of the first sports I played in elementary school, and the one that felt the most comfortable. I started playing in elementary school in grade 6.
I've been playing it since I was young. So I think a lot of my cousins, my family, my friends, and then of course after I got into elementary, I had a lot of friends that played it too. So I think that's just what built my initial interest in basketball. Yeah.
The next question I asked was, what are some other sports that you played while growing up, and are you still currently playing them?
Well, I was a really physically active as a kid.
Right.
For example, played lots of sports actually. I played hockey. I did some swimming, did some martial arts. Soccer was a big one for me. That was one of my main sports. Oh shoot. Soccer was one of my main sports. I continued it into grade 7 from grade 3. But when COVID hit, I just stopped. I do still swim occasionally, just for the fun, just to get some cardio in.
Right.
I do want to get into karate again.
Oh yeah.
Just, self-defense and whatnot.
First one, volleyball. What got me into volleyball was honestly just watching Haikyuu. It's this movie about some orange guy named Hinata that spikes the ball. But that's what honestly got me into playing volleyball, and I still continue to play volleyball to this day. Just mainly playing school season, but I did play club in grade 9, and then that's about it. For tennis, I still play tennis. It's just not as busy as ultimate, but yeah. And obviously I still play ultimate. I play club for 3 years now.
Yeah.
And badminton is usually just something I do with my dad when he's injured or just really tired. So he says it's like tennis, but not really. Oh yeah, basketball. I used to play basketball in grade 8, 9, and 10. I thought it was really cool. but then I kind of quit the sport because I had way too much sports to play. So yeah.
So, as well as badminton, I started volleyball, and I joined it because it was all my friends were joining, so I thought it'd be fun just to try it out for the first time. And I found it to be really fun, so I did continue to play it through high school. So that being grade 10 to grade 12. Another sport I also tried was basketball. However, I did not like the sport as it just wasn't for me. I didn't like how how any of the games work. So
Yeah.
I just stopped playing that one completely.
So other sports that I'm in track and field. I played ultimate. I just got into those through the school community, through friends. I was also in football. Football was also just being in the school community, and yeah, I think I also really like the teacher that coached basketball or football. That's I think what got me into that. So mainly just community. Yeah.
Moving forward, I wanted to ask, what were your goals starting as an athlete? What were they around the midpoint of your career, and how did they change till now?
My first goal as grade 8 was wanting to learn how to jump surf. Right. Jump surfing is so cool.
Oh yeah,
I still think it's cool. And yeah, and just learning the fundamentals. Oh, learning the fundamentals as well, spiking and blocking.
Yeah.
Specifically those. And in my junior season, I wanted to learn how to spike.
Oh yeah.
Like spike, like hitting different angles, right?
Yeah.
Cause then I realized just blasting the ball really hard doesn't really get you anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And my goal currently is to play volleyball, the sport I love right now, into college and university, and hopefully representing my country.
Okay, starting with tennis. Obviously, my goal at the time when I first started was just make my dad proud. Right. Because, being an only child, playing against people who were 40 years older than me at the time, and still beating them really made my dad happy. So I wanted to just make him proud. And it's still the same thing to this day. Just making my dad proud and happy that I can play tennis with him. And yeah. For ultimate, at first in grade 9, since I was just introduced to such a nice community, my goal was to just be able to win provincials or just a bunch of banners. But now, ever since my grade 10 season, it's kind of changed to just being more independent for myself. So my goal last year was to just be the best player in my grade, and then it still continues to this year, being the best player in my grade.
Senior athletes, as you start out, obviously your goals start to change. At first, it was just to get good at the sport and learn the mechanics of how to play it. And then once I started getting really into it, I focused more on just technique and being able to keep up, because as a kid, I wasn't super athletic. So throughout, after elementary, when I started playing, I sort of took the opportunity to try to be more athletic. And then once I got to high school and started playing through grade 11 and grade 12, I practiced my consistency of my shots and how I should be thinking while I'm playing. I trained my siblings into playing badminton because they both really like it.
Yeah.
So that'll probably be my goal, teach them the ropes and hope they take on my athleticism too. They're probably more athletic than I am. But yeah, that's probably my main goal.
So I think at the start it was just fun. I was a kid. I mean, I've played in one or two clubs when I was younger, but it wasn't really much. My school didn't have a team in elementary either. Midterm, when I came into grade 8 in high school in general, I wanted to make the team. That was big to me. I never did, unfortunately, of course, but I really did want to make it, and that's what kept me playing it for so long, especially through grade 9, grade 10, where I started playing a lot. Right now, honestly, just for exercise at this point, like if I can make the next team, I love that. I'm over towards it, but it's not really as much of a goal as it used to be for now, as it used to be.
All right, coming up now, we have a curveball question. Have you ever dealt with injuries as an athlete? How did it affect you mentally and physically? And how did you deal with going through that injury?
Well, growing up, I had lots of ankle injuries,
Right.
especially playing soccer, swimming even too.
Really?
Yeah, like just flutter kicking.
Interesting.
Yeah. But my most recent injury was in our game against Regent
Right.
when I just completely destroyed my ankle when I landed. And unfortunately, it made me miss out on the senior Victoria tournament that we had coming up next week or the week after. It sucked, dude.
Yeah.
I was doing really well that game too.
I know.
And the physical and mental challenges, obviously physical, I couldn't run or walk.
Right.
I had to stay home all the time. And the mental aspect to that is just the feeling of not being good enough,
Yeah.
right? And not being there for my team. It's kind of like I felt like I let my team down at that moment.
Yeah.
Especially because we were doing so good. I mean, we still won that game, but like it just felt like my whole world kind of fell apart. Especially because some of my friends are watching too. They're like, oh,
yeah.
I'm so excited to watch this game. And then, fortunately, got injured. Well, a really big part was my dad helping me in that mental area and just forgiving myself for getting injured, because getting injured is something athletes do get all the time, right?
Right.
There's, like, no matter how good you are, no matter what level you play, athletes always get injured.
Right.
And I think just slowly understanding that made me feel a lot better about myself, because no matter how much preparation you do, you know, unfortunately, you could get injured.
Oh, I remember. When I was around 10, I broke my wrist because of tennis. And
Really?
I remember being really upset because I was out for around 4 months. But what really helped me mentally to deal with the injury was my dad. He was telling me, even though you can't play, there's so much things you can also do.
Right.
Which he taught me how to just learn from other people, watch how they play, and overall just take a break, right? We all need a break, especially after an injury. So I feel like my dad really taught me how to deal with injuries in a good way.
Actually, I'm gonna bring this one up. I don't know if you remember it when you rolled your ankle during junior volleyball season at
Oh,
the
yeah.
tournament.
Low-key, I just thought the same thing. What my dad taught me was just look at how other people play, what I can learn, and just spend my time just researching. And honestly, I kind of forgot about the injury because it wasn't in a bad mindset. It was a good mindset where I just didn't look at the bad sides of an injury and just focus on what I can do with it.
That's fair. Yeah, so during, I think it was my grade 10 year of volleyball, I was playing grass outside and I ended up spraining or rolling my ankle pretty bad. And
Oh, wait, I remember that.
yeah,
Oh shoot, I
yeah,
remember that.
so during that time, it was just like, shoot, what would I do? Because I know later, like, so all the adrenaline, it didn't hurt, but later on, it ended up being really sore. So I just had to deal with the pain and I guess just play through it. Because I was pretty pain tolerant kind of kid, so I never really felt that type of pain. So I just made sure I did the daily, like, stretch it a little bit and just rest it, not do too much to make sure it healed. But then later on in my grade 11 volleyball year, I ended up having a back injury. I hurt my back pretty bad to where, like, I couldn't really move it that well. So that at that point I just had to rest it, which kind of sucked, but you have to do what you have to do to be able to play again.
Yeah.
Mentally, it was really tough just because I knew I only had like so few years to play volleyball with a team, which full of my friends. So it's, for me, it was kind of sad, just like not being able to play. But it's like I knew that if I would if I would just risk it, I'd be able to play the next season for sure. So that's what I had in mind. Just getting ready for the next season, my last year.
So I haven't had any like big injuries, like breaking a leg or something. What I have, what I have had though, is just I have really unhealthy legs.
Right.
When I was playing track last year in grade 10, my legs had really bad quad pain, and I found out I had scoliosis. What really just got me through that was my love for the sports. I didn't want to stop playing because of injury. Whenever I'm sick, I never want to stop playing just because I'm sick. I think I should still keep playing. So I think what got me through this, yeah, just love, having good commitment, and that's why sports grew me a lot as a person, because it grew my commitment to things, it grew my dedication, and without it, I don't think I'd be nearly as dedicated or focused as a person as I am now. Sometimes, because in track, through my quad pain, I wasn't actually able to do some events because of my quad pain. I had to deny them, and that, yeah, it did really suck because I thought it'd be good opportunities. I never really had too deep of mental thoughts on it, but just the fact that regret, mainly just regret. I could have stretched more. I could have been more healthy. Yeah.
Okay, so before we jump into this next question, I wanted to clarify something. Whenever I mention competitive athlete within these interviews, I mean somebody who is playing sports at a high level, whether in club competition or to win, and with goals of continuing to play at the same level or even higher in the future. Now, the next question I had was, do you consider yourself a competitive athlete? And the main two branches I came off with that was, what are your goals to continue playing as a competitive athlete? And why do you think it's important to continue playing sports after you're done competition?
Are you a competitive athlete?
Yes. My first goal after I graduate, obviously, is to play into college and university.
Right.
And after university and college, the dream is to play as a career for whether it's Team Philippines or Team Canada. And just like really be intentional with everything that I do in my routine. Right? Like if I'm eating junk food, or if I'm sleeping late, if I'm not stretching after practices, if I'm not working out, just find like a simple routine to stick to.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I did not play all of these sports and clubs just to not win anything. And yeah, my goal is just win next year and win every single thing next year. Well, for Ulti, obviously I'm in Dino, which is an Ulti club that won nationals 2 years in a row. And my goal for that club is to be the best in that club. And then that's going to translate into my grade 12 year, improving my skills, and hopefully winning provincials in my grade 12 year.
As of right now, no, I am just playing for fun at rec centers. I probably won't end up playing competitively unless like my friends invite me to play in leagues. But no, I have other stuff to focus on, like my career and stuff. So I don't think I would be able to have that much time playing freely. So yeah, kind of tough, but just gotta deal with it. I know I'll end up playing again later on in life, because it always comes back. Yeah. If I was playing at a high level, my goals would definitely be probably just to try to not outplay, but be more athletic, just because I wasn't really born super athletically. So if I were to have a goal, I would try to work on my athleticism, because I'm definitely big boy. So, and I have a really good build for these type of sports, just because I have big arms and I have really heavy arms. So all these sports that I play match my physique, which is really good. Yeah, I'll probably just work on my athleticism.
Yeah, I think I'd definitely consider myself a competitive athlete in the sport that I am actually on a team on. So like in football, I was kind of competitive next year, especially. And I think I'm competitive because it's fun to be competitive, and it grows you as a person. I think obviously more practicing. I think more focused practicing, still building my dedication, building myself as a person instead of like I remember sometimes even while playing basketball, practicing, I was really doing whatever, and then sometimes like I think sometimes maybe I wasn't as focused as I could have been. I would get lazy and say, "Oh, I'm feeling tired, I'm trying to do it," or this that, making excuses. I think that's really hurt me in the beginning of my career in grade 8, 9. I was way too lazy. That's what I realized I need to change, and that's what I think I have changed now, and what I'm going to continue to do to get better in the following years.
Those few answers were kind of answers regarding the yes portion of that question. These next few answers will be regarding the no answers to that question. And for those competitive athletes that said yes, they were, it will be about where they're going to go after they're done being competitive.
After everything's over,
Right?
you know, there's still some fun to it, no matter what the level you play after. And since it just goes back to the beginning, like why you started,
Like a full circle.
yeah. Like your love for the sport is still there, although the competitiveness is lost, right? And I feel like there's not really a purpose to continue, but rather like you're just doing it for fun, right?
Right.
Staying healthy, having a hobby, and not just lying on a couch all day playing video games, and just being socializing, meeting new people, and just having fun. Because I feel like at the end of the day, we all play sports to have fun.
Yeah. Oh, even if I'm not playing competitively, I really love how you're able to meet new people. Just like the community that you can gain from just playing a single sport is so high. Which, like, for example, when I was playing volleyball, didn't have that many friends that were playing it, but once I kept going, I had like full squad of people that knew who I was and was playing with them, which is really fun. Which, to me, getting a community in a sport that you're playing and you love to play is just the best feeling.
I think mainly as, of course, as a hobby, but it's deeper than just, something fun to do on the daily. It's something where you can enjoy with community, with family, keep yourself obviously fit. And like, yeah, it won't be as competitive, probably won't be as fun, you'll be older, but just having that thing in your life is so important, I think, compared to having not much. Yikes. Yeah. It also builds a lot of your values and beliefs. So continue to keep playing it will keep your good beliefs. Losing the sport also loses a part of you.
All right, to wrap up these interviews, I had a kind of mixed series of questions, but generally the answers fell either around how are you going to stay involved within sport, and what are going to be your mental and mindset shifts after you're done playing competitive sports.
Well, I would like to still be involved with my sport somehow,
Right.
even after I'm done playing.
Right.
Like whether it's coaching or just being a referee or like being involved with the volleyball community.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I still love the sport.
Continuing to help the sport grow.
Yeah, pretty much.
Honestly, I don't really think so, because I feel like nothing would change. It's just, at the end of the day, it's just still me having fun, playing the sport that I love. So going from competitively to not competitively, as long as I'm still playing the sport I love, I'm happy either way.
Some changes. I feel like I don't have to be super. What is it? Super just aggressive. Like when you play a sport for a team, usually you're like focused. You're super focused, and you want to make sure you perform the best.
Right.
Whenever I play in a rec league, we do not care. We're just chilling.
Yeah.
Like I find that when I'm playing a game, like a very competitive game, and I lose that game, really hits my mindset for the next game. So, and I know that shouldn't affect me really, but I know it affects everyone, which is something just unfortunate, but just gotta deal with it, kind of.
Yeah, 100% change. I'm not going to be as like focused on it. I'm not going to believe it's as important to me. It's going to be more leisurely. Ooh, that's slipping. Yeah, I think that's like the biggest change that would just be. I want to that it would. I think I'm still going to keep a lot of the. I'm going to keep a lot of the more important things, more important beliefs. I'm going to keep them with me, but I would definitely my mindset would change a little bit. My beliefs obviously changed a little bit. I think it made me more lazy in the end. Changed to be lazy, now I'm lazy again. It's kind of what. Oh, 100%. If it's not competitive, it would definitely just be in the community, like going to a recreation center and going to the park. Or I don't think I'd ever join any leagues, but yeah, those things. If there's also, I know there's a lot of opportunities in universities out here that offer you like just fun being able to be in a team with it not being some big league that's taking a lot of time. So I think I'll probably be in one of those.
As we wrapped up these interviews, a lot of thoughts came to my mind. Specifically, hearing these different goals and mindsets about sports was fascinating. Hearing about Gertej, while despite not being able to make any of the teams that he wanted to, still continuing to play sport was inspirational. Jaden realizing that his personal life was more important and stepping away from competition entirely is something that I've begun to relate with. And hearing about Kang and Alex's continued passions to play for a university team or win that provincial banner or become the very best on their squad was something I missed. As a former competitive athlete stepping away from the sport I love, I wanted to use these interviews to realign myself, find out why I should continue playing sports, even when it's no longer the centerpiece of my life. And I think from the shared values that these athletes had, I've found it. These guys talked about the physical benefits of continuing to play sports, the mental benefits, the values that sports continue to teach, and the social community that it builds. And these are all values that I had forgotten about as I became competitive. Each of these values are still amazing reasons to stay in sport, and they were the reasons I got into sport in the first place. As I step away from being competitive, it makes me realize why I began playing sports. I'd become so focused in being as competitive as possible, in shooting for the top, and trying my best to win and be the best, that I had lost the passion that I had for what I was doing. And these interviews give me a new hope in staying in sport. So I hope that this can find someone else who may be struggling with their thoughts in sport and sort of guide them to see that it's not all about the hard work and the conditioning and the build up and the chase for the glory. Sometimes it's good to just step back and have fun again. And that's what's important. Sports should always be an enjoyed activity. It should never be something that's forced or unenjoyable for the participant. And whether you are continuing to play competitive or slowly stepping away from the competitive scene, there are a multitude of reasons why one could stay involved in sport. And I hope this video can bring that to someone. That's it from me. See you next time.
Yo, Miss Kang, why didn't we get this project?